Someone's gonna find a way into your heart. Find a little place where it's dark, always. Find a little space between me and you. Get a little joy from something new, always. Hi, and welcome to episode 6 of the Barely Normal podcast. I'm Luke. But if you're listening to this, you already know all of that. I wonder how much time is spent of humanity. Just how much sheer amount of time. Ooh, going from quite a while. That should... That's... I know what I did. Okay. I was wondering why that was carrying on for a while. But I wonder how much time is taken away from humanity. How many lifetimes are just wiped away worth of effort in things like capture, or listening to YouTubers going, if you like this, hit the appropriate thing that you already know. Well, I suppose I've never actually heard anybody say that. So, yeah. Which actually is the reason that I think there is Capture 2, is because the inventor of the inventor of Capture, he thought, wait a second, how much time collectively am I robbing? Oh, something, excuse all the traffic noises outside, something's happening. How much time collectively from humanity am I stealing with my invention just to prove that they're human? And so he set to work using that information, creating, let's see if I get this right. He figured out how to make it more useful. So I believe he digitized, or they've digitized the Library of New York, or Commerce, or I don't know. But they digitized something, and then they've moved on to numbers, house numbers and things. And then, and buses. So a lot of what you're seeing is apparently quite recent. And so, for instance, if a capture thing jumps up and asks you, is this a hill or whatever, apparently those images are actually quite recent and taken maybe from autonomous cars or services like that. If it pops up and says, well, hey, which of these are small children, or which people do you think will have a high impact on future life? And you're like, that's a weird question, and you pick this one and you find out that the other person got hit by a car. Maybe that's how we'll solve these problems. Because how do you solve, this is like the classic trolley problem, either your actions, either you save 2 people or you kill 3 people, or vice versa, but you don't know what kind of people they are. And what if you know the people, or what if you are one of the people? There's a lot of incentive. So personal incentive versus incentive for everyone surviving is small. That's maybe why we, as a species, have difficulty thinking of other solutions, as many options as we possibly can. Because in the trolley problem, everybody thinks, okay, well, you can either go this way or that way, but can you turn off power, or can you throw stuff on the tracks? Or there's almost always another option. I love playing Monopoly for this very reason. Apparently Monopoly was created almost satirically as an example of how bad rent-seeking behavior kind of was. So it was quite anti-capitalist. And It turned out people were like, oh, I like this. And it's become very, very popular, obviously. But how I like to play it is a little bit different, I think. I try to not to win on my own, if possible. I try to win and win with as many people as possible. Now, what that looks like is, say, for instance, somebody lands on my property, and I say, okay, look, you can pay me. And it's fine, it's a small amount. Or this can be your property. And every time somebody lands in it, you get rent, except for me. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. Or some rule like that. But if you do that enough, you end up making money on every turn and never paying because you own all the properties. Some friends invited me to a Monopoly thing, and they told me there's only one rule, and that's all friendships are put aside during this game, but they're picked up afterwards. What happens during Monopoly stays in Monopoly. They take this seriously. And I won the first game, and they were like, well done. Like, it was an hour and a half or 2 hours. It was a great game. I enjoyed it. And the second time, they were like, it's great, beginner's luck, it's fantastic. And the second time they invited me over, 45 minutes in, everybody quit. And I was trying to convince them to come on, keep playing, but there was no point, because they all saw where it went. Which maybe, as a whole, is a good representation of what people would do if they thought that was what was happening in the system. If everything that you do creates value for somebody else besides yourself, after a while, and it gives you just a tiny portion back in value, solves your problem in a little way, but takes your information and spreads it, and then shows you adverts to try and get the rest of the money. But they know that you've got a job because they've hired you in this middle. It's very weird. Sorry, that sounds very pessimistic, and I know it's not, but I see some similarities between what I did in Monopoly and maybe what's going on around, because people don't really have an option. If things are going up 10% every year, that means you've got to try and increase your value to the company that you work for by a lot more, because they're going to rent you out, and they need to make profit, and they need to make money to pay for the infrastructure that that allows you to have the job, pretty much. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, I kind of enjoy these conversations, but please let me know if you find this horrible or tedious, or if you'd like me to speak about anything else. I will try to think about it. But as this is going, I'm enjoying this process, and I figure I'm trying to learn how to speak better and be able to think on the fly. I think it could be a multiplier skill, like writing or audio processing. It kind of helps that I have skills from past lives when I was a musician, as you may have noticed. Yeah, all of these songs are just random ditties that actually aren't songs. I just... Oh, well, that's the end. Yeah. Speak of the devil, and they shall appear. But have a wonderful day, and know that I'm thinking of you, especially if you comment. Then I'm kind of forced to. But think of it as personal advertising. Find a little space between me and you. Get a little feel joy from something new, always. And have a wonderful day. And one more thing, if by any chance you happen to have a